to this video. My name is Soline and I'm a social worker at CADA. With me today is Gween, who is here to talk about the protection of the sea and the oceans. Now, I let Gween introduce herself.
Hello, I'm Gwen. I work for the charity Save the Ocean. The objective of this organization is to raise public awareness about the protection of the ocean through different action and interventions like we are doing today. Soline, how much do you know about seas and oceans?
I know that the oceans cover 70% of the earth and produce natural resources.
Yes, the seas and oceans contain a range of natural resources such as oil. By the way, 30% of the oil we use comes from the oceans, from the exploitation of animal resources and vegetables, like fishing keeps increasing. The oceans also serve as means of transporting goods. 90% of merchandise are transported in the ocean. Moreover, they also represent sustainable energetic resources, thanks to submarine offshore wind power. Are you aware of this current ocean situation?
Like a lot of people, I know that global warming has raised the sea level because the ice is melting. For example, in Brittany, since the 80s, the Atlantic Ocean keeps growing around 3 millimeters each year. I learned that of 300 million tons of plastic produced annually, 8 million to 12 million tons end up in the oceans. That's like a garbage truck with plastic spilling into the oceans every minute, which is enormous.
Yes, sadly, it's true. A lot of our waste ends up in the oceans. Some come back to the beach. Moreover, 73% of the waste on our beaches is plastic. There are cigarette filters, bottles, toppers, food packaging, and so on. Very little of this waste ends up on our beaches, while most of it sinks. Before settling on the seabed and being eaten by marine animals and birds, floating pieces drift on oceans currents over impressive distances. This trash ends up forming what is called the seventh continent, also called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. It's located in North Pacific between California and Japan. It's estimated that the seventh continent could contain between 45 and 129,000 tons of waste. This represents 3.5 million square kilometers, or 6 times the size of France.
Besides this, the negative ecological aspects, do the presences of waste in the oceans have other impacts on aquatic life?
Waste can injure many marine species, hindering their mobility. This pollution of the seas and oceans profoundly affects all aquatic life. Currently, 693 marine species are directly at risk from plastic pollution. For example, some turtles who sink plastic bags have jellyfish. They can suffocate when they swallow them. This is also true for seabirds who confuse plastics and foods. Approximately 90% of seabirds have plastic fragments in their stomachs. You should know that all these plastics thrown away always end up in our stomachs. Today, if humans don't modify their behavior by 2050, there will be more plastic in the oceans than fish.
Since the COVID-19 epidemic, more waste has been found. What about the oceans?
Yes, indeed. A Chinese study published on November the 8th, 2021 found that more than 20 46,000 tons of plastic waste, including masks, gloves, have been dumped on the oceans since the start of the pandemic. This is the equivalent of a herd of 4,500 elephants.
This is a lot of waste. As such, it represents an additional threat to aquatic life.
Yes, I do agree. With all this additional info, Soline, I'm sure you would like to share some support of tips or plan of action.
The pollution of the oceans is mainly due to our way of life. First of all, I think it's up to everybody to make decisions that are good for the environment, particularly by making small gestures like buying only what you are going to consume. Personally, I make weekly menus in order to buy only what I need. Paying attention to the origin of the fish you buy to try not to encourage overfishing. You can ask the fishmonger to provide you with information. Avoiding buying bottled water, prefer a reusable water bottle. Tintin. There is something for everyone. Look at how weather pretty, right? Reducing its plastic packaging, there are fabric cover and caps to avoid the risk of plastic film.
Oh, yeah,
Cover cap,
that's a good
cover
idea.
cap plastic. Tote bag for shopping.
Ah, it's beautiful.
Other components like this for fruit and vegetable bag for fruit and vegetables. As a course of action, I'm thinking in particularly about beach trips on the subject of the environment. They can be organized in partnership with your association or other charitable organization to collect garbage and educate people. And more generally, to protect the planet, be careful to turn off your lights, use public transport, and don't leave your device plugged in.
These are great ideas and tips that each of us can apply at home in their everyday life. In fact, we must protect our children because we need it to survive. If by 2035 the fish disappeared, there would be no more fishing, no more fishermen, which could cause the collapse of the economy, and jellyfish would proliferate, that would influence swimming and tourism.
Thank you, Gwen, for all information you could give us today. I'll be contacting yours shortly about the Clean Our Beaches operation.
Thank you, Celine, for the opportunity. With pleasure to meet you again for this great action. Bye.
Bye.